Yeah, yeah, yeah. Show me some. Show me some.
Good day, madam.
Show me some.
Good day, sir. Holy cow, that was serious. Woo,
I like your white on white.
Thank you.
You look
Thank
like
you.
you look like a badass. You got badassery to you today.
Ooh, damn. Let's
Should I
go.
Should I put my I'm not putting my headphones on. You know what? My headphones quit charging too. I don't know why. They're Apple, they're brand new. And I didn't buy the Apple protection on them. I think they're not brand new. I've had them for a year. So may have made a mistake. I buy Apple protection on everything too, Miranda. How is your day going? How's your week going, actually?
It is awesome. Awesome sauce tastical. Radtastical. No, I'm just making stuff up. That's okay. It's good. How about you?
It's so good. Again, kind of coming from the Ignite conference, you just like everyone just has just such good energy, right? And they're doing all of the right things. And I wish we could have like a conference once a month.
Yeah.
Legit,
Yes.
just once a month, just to revitalize and rejuvenate everyone because the energy is just so cool.
Yeah.
I love it. And so we're not going to be talking about people with a bunch of energy today, are we?
No, let's not. Let's talk about assholes.
Uh-oh, she swore, everyone.
Let's do it. Let's talk about assholes.
Maybe that's good. That's gonna be the title, is how to deal with assholes.
Yeah, for real, let's do it. Because I was actually talking to an agent of mine a couple days ago, and it was funny because we talk about the DOT system a lot, which is how to handle objections. You deflect it, objection, and then you take it away, right?
Yeah.
So a deflect, object, take it away. And what happens is if you're dealing with a jerk face, okay, and I know I have a jerk face when I can feel like my face getting red, and like you can feel like your heart rate, you're just like, immediately I take it away. As soon as I start feeling frustrated, I'm like, listen, John, listen, if you pass away, like, is your family going to be okay? Like, I know you're a realtor. If you die in a car accident tonight, like, is your family going to be okay without you?
Yeah.
And I just take it away, because a takeaway is the biggest like strength that we have as a salesperson, because people always want what they can't have. So this agent did that, and she had a jerk face, and she did that, and they booked, and I think they signed too. And she goes, if I didn't do that, I'm like, no, they wouldn't have done anything. But because you took it away, they wanted it, and they booked an appointment and the whole 9 yards. So it's so important. So
yeah, it is. And again, we talked about that up on stage too, right? We talked about this idea as like, look, that when people throw stuff at you, it like you got to try your best not to overreact to it the very first time. Very truly, right? We talked about that. It's like, hey, that we use the dealership kind of scenario. Is like you go down to the dealership and you hop out, you're walking around, you're looking at the car, a salesperson walks up to you, and you always say, nope, I'm just looking, right? And that you're not. You literally got dressed, brushed your teeth, I hope, got in your vehicle, drove down to the dealership after you probably researched it online, and then went to go look at it live to make sure the color was right, whatever. Like you're doing so much more. And we have to think that way too. These people are on the phone, they haven't hung up on us. So we are still alive. We're still alive in an appointment, but it's our job as professionals not to overreact. And so I think that that's good too, buddy. So let's talk about some tips maybe on the phone of what we can do that maybe your agent did that can really just kind of help out these agents that are dealing with the buttholes, right? That are dealing with people that are just maybe even irrational.
So we should see how many times we use different words, and like butthole, jerk face. Like we got a good like thing going on here. Okay. Here's one rule for the bounce. Okay, ready? Anything more than 2 pushes is begging. Okay, people don't want to be sold, but they love to buy. So if you go above 2 objections in a row, if you do it again, now you're begging. That's when you use the takeaway. That's where the DOT system comes from, right?
Yeah.
Another thing you can do on the phone is, again, it's the deflection. Like, don't answer the things the first time they say it, right? Say, that's a great question. I'll get to that in a minute. You don't have to answer anything that these people ask, right? You can keep saying, I'll get to that in a minute. I'll get to that in a minute. And you can keep using it throughout the whole script. So
yeah, no, I think that that's really good. And so again, like that's a really good tip to just implement immediately. Do not respond to the very first thing that you hear. And so, oh my God, that's awesome. Yep, I'll get to that in a minute, right? So, okay, perfect. And then even when it comes to when we're on the phone, they're like, hey, I have 5 minutes before this meeting starts. Can we kind of hurry this up? How many times have we heard that? Right? They don't have 5 minutes before them. They just want to get off the phone with you. Slow down. Oh, no, absolutely. Slow down.
yeah, and in addition to slowing down, tell them that, like, listen, we're almost done. We're almost done. I'm going as fast as I can, and then talk slower.
Yeah.
But if you hear them rushing you, like, it's really good to let them know that you do hear that they are in a hurry, and then you have permission now to go half as fast as you were.
No, it's good, right? And so this is kind of like
Yeah.
the deflection objection takeaway. So the first time we hear it, oh my God, absolutely, right? And then that's the deflection. Now dealing with the objection, oh my gosh, absolutely, we're almost done. I'm going as slow as I can. That's after you hear it the second time. You hear it the third time, what do? Just like Miranda said, we take it away. Look, really quick, guys, I'm the liaison in between you and the world of the carriers. Yes, I represent Mutual of Omaha, I represent Transamerica, represent all these big companies, but more importantly, I represent you. I'm the person that once a family member passes away, I'm going to be the one fighting really hard to ensure that they get this check that's coming to you. I'm not just some run-of-the-mill agent. So I do have a process that I have to go through. And if you don't want to go through this process, maybe I'm not the right agent for your family.
Pause. Next person that talks loses.
That's right.
Yep.
That's
And
exactly right.
the same thing with the takeaway that I use, and I love that one too, is like, you know, if you were to die tonight, John, in a car accident or whatever, would your family be okay? Pause. At that point, one of two things are going to happen. He's going to continue on with his a-hole-ish ways, and he's going to be like, all right, they fine, they'll figure it out, the hang up, which you don't want to deal with him anyways. Or he'll be like, you know what? They are going to be in a really bad spot. And now you've converted him over to nice guy. Now that's somebody that we want to deal with.
Yeah.
Right? So it's really cool. And when it does happen, it doesn't happen every time, but I promise you, now you have a candidate to be somebody that will actually do business with you because you've stood up for yourself, and now they respect you as, you know, a professional.
As a professional. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, again, I know that there's not a ton of meat to this particular podcast, but I think it's so important because we watch agents very consistently just bum rush through the process and just blurt out the quotes. And I'm telling you that that's a death trap. It is 100% the biggest mistake that you can possibly make. We talked about the sales presentation up on stage. We talked about basically there's 3 steps to this process, right? And you have to get through all 3 steps of the process. You have to get through the role and purpose. You have to get through digging into their why, and you have to get through presenting the money properly. That's it. The process in its entirety, Miranda, it takes 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So if you're being bum rushed after 2 or 3 minutes and they're being dickheads, I swore though. I was trying to do it without swearing, but that's just what came. And if they're just being that type of person, that arrogant, that rude, that ignorant, that nasty type of person, don't be afraid to put them in their place, because if you just give out the quotes, you're not going to win this battle.
Okay. So really important for jerk faces in the client presentation. I'm just having way too much fun with this one. I have to admit it. Okay. So you have them on Zoom or on the phone, let's say, right? The first thing you have to do is in the role purpose is make sure when you ask a question, you get an answer immediately. Establish control. So if I say, John, does that make sense? And does that make sense, John? And then what about you, Jessica? and make sure that you ask lots of questions and get answers right there.
Yeah.
Right? That is so, so important. And then when they do try to like pretend they know everything, I'll get to these guys that had an insurance license like 30 years ago and they think they know everything about everything. I'd be like, so John, so have you ever heard of mortgage protection before? Oh yeah, I know all about it. Rah, rah, rah. Great, what do you know? And have them empty the bucket, empty that bucket out, take notes. And then after he's done, no matter what he says, be like, yeah, that's, I guess, part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then explain it, what he missed.
Mm-hmm.
But you doing that, like stroking, oh yeah, tell me what, oh yeah, that's really good. That's only part of it. So let me kind of fill in the gaps here for you.
Yeah.
What just happened? And it has to be at the start. So every single person, I always ask, what do you know about life insurance? Or what do you know about mortgage protection? Just to make sure that I'm establishing myself a little bit better than where they're at.
Yeah, as the professional. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I don't think I've ever done that. Why didn't I do that, Miranda? Why don't you tell me that little trick?
Because I wanted
so
to do
awesome.
yeah. And another thing, I know I'm just having way too much fun. The same thing goes when these guys want you to hurry up with your presentation. You don't hurry up. You say, I'll get to that in a minute, and you keep going. You might have to do it multiple times, but don't let them take you off of your course. That's when that's when the jerk face wins. And my philosophy, even from the word go on the phone, is the person who's in control wins. I am leading them through the sales system and I'm leading them to a decision. Even if the decision is no, I'm happy as long as I got through my process and we evaluated it. But if they make me jump ahead, I just lost control and I'm not going to end up, I'll suck at sales all day long.
Yeah.
The person who's in control wins.
Yeah. These are it's so funny because I was actually just talking to the team about this too. It's like, there is a difference between hoping and knowing, right? It's like, Miranda, if I challenged you and said, hey buddy, I'm going to challenge you for the month of March. I'm going to challenge you to write $20,000 in annual premium volume. Do you think you could do it? Or do you know for a fact that you can do it?
No, for a fact.
No, for a fact, right? That's where we want to get all of you. And like, all of you can do this. Every single person listening to this podcast can write $20,000 in production. There's some of you that are just thinking that you can do it or hoping that you can do it. And there's some of you that know you can do it. Her and I know we can do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it's by doing these little tips and tricks that we're sharing with you that give you the transition and belief from thinking and hoping to knowing for a fact. So, Miranda, they don't want to suck at sales. What should they do?
Stay in control in the sales process. And continue listening to our podcast and buy our merch.
Right. And there's a lot of people, we just found out there's so many of you that listen on Apple. Go over to YouTube, please, just because we can do more banter in there. I like listening and love listening and watching and hearing the comments. So come to YouTube, y'all. Bye, y'all.
So
Yeah. Show me some. Show me some. Show me some.